Good morning, all. Mark your attendance in chat box. So today we'll revise about staffing. So I hope my screen is visible to all. Is it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So as all of you know that staffing is one of the managerial function, and the this managerial function of staffing involves managing the organization structure through the proper and effective selection, appraisal, and development of personnel to fill the roles assigned to the employer, or you may call it a workforce, right? So with the help of this staffing function, this managerial function, in order to achieve the organizational goal, you have to select the skilled people, the right people for the particular job, then appraisal and the development for the staff, recruited staff. You have to uh, do certain or arrange training sessions and all that in order to uh, do the development of the staff, so that whatever work they will do in your organization, so that they will put a right effort and effectively they could able to do the assigned work, right? So in nature of staffing, we have studied, I'll write here, nature of staffing. Have you understood staffing? Staffing means what? Have you understood it? Or shall I write here? This is a managerial function. I'll write here the managerial function. The managerial function of staffing involves involves manning the organization structure through proper selection, comma, appraisal, and development of personnel to fill the roles assigned to the employers. Right? So staffing means manning the organizational structure, means hiring the people in in an organization, right? And the nature of staffing, in that we have studied already that it's an important managerial function. It's an important managerial function. So this staffing function is most important function. Why? Because along with the planning, organizing, directing, and controlling, the operations of all these four functions depend upon the manpower, right? So which is available through the staffing function. So in order to run your organization, what you will require? You will require the manpower. And manpower तुम्ही कुठून उभारणार किंवा manpower म्हणजे काय? The people required for the respective job in your organization. So you will have to hire that. Is an important managerial function. So as it relates to the manpower, and as you know, manpower is required to accomplish the operations or the task of organization so that the organization could able to achieve its goal. So it's a rehassive activity that we have seen. It's carried out by all managers and in all types of concern where the business activities are carried out. So basically, this as I said, it's a managerial function. So obviously, it is carried out by the manager, and it's an rehassive staffing is a rehassive activity rehassive, sorry. Okay, so it is carried out by manager itself. Is a continuous activity that as the post is created in your organization, you will have to hire the people. So this is a continuous process because staffing function continues through the life of an organization due to transfer and promotion that take place. See, as you have promoted staff to the higher position, so that position will be vacant, and in order to fill that, you will have to do again. You will have to recruit the people. Means you will have to arrange the manpower, and that is done with the staffing function itself. So it's a continuous process. And next, the business of staffing function is efficient management of personnel. Means HRA department, you might have heard about the HRA department, that is a human resource department, is there in every organization. So the role of that HRA department is recruit, select, placement, training and development, and provide remuneration for the hired staff. So that task that HRA department is carrying out. So it help in placing the right men at the right job. So as per the ability, skill, or you may call what we can say proficiency, you may allot or right job to that right person. So it is staffing is performed by all managers depending upon again the nature of business, size of your company, qualification and skill of the manager, etc. So that point we have studied in the staffing. So I'll write remaining one. So it's an effective management of personnel. The basis of staffing is the basis of staffing is efficient management of personnel. Next is through this means staffing helps in placing right men and the right job. And the next is it is performed by all managers. All managers perform this staffing function. So that we have already seen, and we have seen the steps involved in staffing. What are the steps? Steps involved in staffing. If you remembered it, so you can tell. Else I'll write directly. There is manpower requirement. You will have to provide a detailed list of manpower requirement. Once you have the requirement list, the next step is recruitment, right? Then after recruitment, the next step is you'll have to initiate the recruitment process, and after recruitment, you will have to select So selection is the process that will distinguish between the number of people applied for that job and the people who are get selected. So this selection is the step of staffing in which uh, whatever the number of applicants are there, so you can choose a suitable candidate and you can hire that candidate for that particular job. Then next to that is orientation and the placement. Orientation and placement. Once that screening takes place, the appointed candidates are made familiar to the work unit and the work environment through the orientation program, and the placements take place by putting right man on the right job. See, once the candidate is hired in the company, so that candidate is make familiar or make aware of the job environment and the nature of the job that candidate will have to perform. And after that, the placement means based on its ability and all that, through the orientation program, again the analysis, the again screening is done, and accordingly a right job is assigned to the that particular selected candidate. And then next come in picture training and development. And next is training and development. It's a parts of what we can say, it's a program through which the employees are developed, and they have provide the development which also includes giving them a key and the important job as the test or examination in order to analyze their performance, right? So training for a particular job is required, and training is generally given according to the nature of activities and the scope of expansion in it. So that's an important part which is given, and through the training the development of the employee is ensured. And then next come in picture remuneration. The remuneration, it's kinds of compensation. It's a type of compensation provided to the employee. See, as per its performance, remuneration is given. So that is also one kind of motivation for the job, skilled people, and remuneration forms an important monetary incentive for the employees. So it's a kind of compensation provided to the employee for their work performance. And then next is come performance evaluation. So that performance evaluation is for what purpose? In order to keep a track of record of a behavior, attitude, as well as the opinion of the worker towards their job. So for this, regular assessment is done to evaluate and supervise different work unit in a concern. So it is basically concerning to know the development cycle and the growth pattern of the employee in concern. So that's why this performance evaluation is continuously done, which will help you to keep a record of behavior, the attitude, the opinion of the worker towards their job. And the last is promotion and transfer. Right. So promotion is said to be a what we can say non-monetary incentive in which worker is shifted from a higher job, demanding a bigger responsibilities, as well as shifting the worker and transferring them to the what we can say a different work unit and the branches of the some organization, or sorry, same organization. Means in the same organization, based on the performance of the employee, uh, what we can say a promotion is offered to the employee, or sometimes you might have aware of that company having a many plants which is situated in different cities, and as the need is there, So capable employee is transferred to that a particular plant with on an higher post, right? So upgradation in the nature of the job is we can see over there. So based on again the performance, evaluated performance, the promotion and the transfers are happen in the company, right, or in an organization. So these are the steps through which this staffing is carried out, or we can say the staffing process involves these kind of things, like manpower requirement generation, very first step, that is important to identify the requirement of the manpower, and based on that, based on this demand, the recruitment, then the selection is done, and once the selection is done, orientation and placement is done. Once screening take place, means through the recruitment and selection, once the screening is take place, the candidate are made familiar to work unit and work environment. Then next, training and development. Then next, the remuneration, performance evaluation, promotion and transfer. So through these things, this staffing function is carried out by the manager itself. Then in manpower planning, that deals with actually the resource planning, manpower planning. It means the resource planning, and that consists of putting the right number of people, right kind of people at the right place, the right time, doing the right things for which they are suited for the achievement of the goal of the organization. See, whatever the function up till now we are studying, like planning, then directing, even the staffing also. So all our leads, or the objective of all managerial function is to achieve the organizational goal. So for that purpose, here, uh, whatever the action the manager will have to take, that we are discussing. So staffing is one of the managerial function, and as you know that in order to run organization, manpower is required, and the manpower planning, which is also called as a human resource planning. Manpower planning ला काय म्हणतात? Human resource planning, which consists of putting the right number of people, right kind of people at right place, right time, doing the right thing for which they are suited for the achievement of the organizational goal. So basically, this manpower planning can be done with the help of analyzing the current manpower, then making the future manpower forecast, developing the employment program, and designing the training program. So with the help of these steps, the manpower planning can be done. So importance of manpower planning is, uh, it's a key to managerial function. Means the four managerial function we have studied: planning, organizing, directing, controlling, are based upon the manpower. So all the and human resource help in implementing all these managerial activities. Therefore staffing become a key to the managerial function. Then effective utilization. So as we have seen many times, you have heard this word, that the effective and efficient utilization of the resources. So resources, it means the manpower is also one type of resource, and the motivation. So the manager itself is responsible for providing the motivation to his staff. Means staffing function not only includes putting right men to the right job, but it comprise of motivational program also. So that is a, for example, intensive plan to be framed for the participant and the employment of the employee in concern. Therefore different type of incentive plan becomes an integral part of staffing function. फक्त योग्य माणूस योग्य जॉबसाठी निवडणे किंवा त्याला योग्य जॉब असाइन करणे एवढंच नाहीये, तर it's basically comprised of the motivation also. Motivation program manager will have to arrange so that the employee can work better and can put his what we can say, the level based effort for that particular job. Then better human relationship we will have to establish. So and the so that if the healthy environment, if the manager is supposed to provide for the employee, so ultimately the highest productivity can be get achieved. Are you getting it? Are you getting it?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
I
Yes,
am
ma'am.
talking about the first step, that is manpower. So I talked about this manpower. Then next to that, see, productivity means what? Output. See, whatever the resources that worker or that employee is using for that particular job, आणि जेवढे रिसोर्सेस त्याने वापरले तर त्याच्या रेशो मध्ये त्याने किती प्रोडक्टिव्ह तो आहे, म्हणजे किती चांगलं त्याने आउटकम दिलं, सो दॅट कंपनीला कसा बेनिफिट झाला. सी, त्याचं प्रोडक्टिव्हिटी ही कशावर मेजर होती? ऑब्विसली द बेनिफिट ऑफ द ऑर्गनायझेशन. बरोबर आहे की नाही? की त्याने जे काही त्याच्या डिपार्टमेंटचं काम केलं आहे त्याने कंपनीला कसा फायदा झाला, आणि जर चांगला फायदा झाला असेल तर काय म्हणतात की ही इज अ राईट पर्सन फॉर दिस राईट जॉब अँड ही इज द मोस्ट प्रोडक्टिव्ह वन. राईट. प्रोडक्टिव्ह वनचा अर्थ काय? की त्याला जेवढे काही त्या कामासाठी रिसोर्सेस लागत आहेत, मग हार्डवेअर असू दे, सॉफ्टवेअर असू दे, इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर असू दे, मनी असू दे, इवन टाइम ऑल्सो असू दे. So if all are made available, so whether that employee can produce beneficiary output for the organization, and if so, so that staff is called as a productive one. Are you getting it? And this productivity, how the productivity is calculated? Generally, it is said that the productivity is calculated. It's a ratio of output to the input. So productivity जी आहे ती कशी calculate केली जाते हे बघा. प्रोडक्टिव्हिटी हा एक रेशो आहे आउटपुट डिवाइडेड बाय इनपुट. इट्स अ रेशो. आर यू गेटिंग इट?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So last time we have also seen the difference between the recruitment and the selection. I'll show you that difference. So based on certain parameters, we have differentiated between these two process. What actually the recruitment is and what actually the selection is. And we talked about the different training program also. So I'll share that with you all. सो बेसिकली स्टाफिंग मध्ये आपण हे शिकतो आहोत की नेचर ऑफ स्टाफिंग काय, स्टाफिंगचं फंक्शन काय, आणि स्टाफिंग हे कशा प्रकारे केलं जातं. राईट. आय शेअर दॅट पीपीटी विथ यू, प्रेझेंट इट. I hope it is visible to all. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. So see here, staffing element म्हटलं तरी चालेल. मॅनपॉवर प्लॅनिंग आत्ताच जस्ट मी लिहिलं होतं स्क्रीनवर, शेअर केलं होतं. स्टेप्स लिहिल्या होत्या. मॅनपॉवर प्लॅनिंग, job analysis, recruitment and selection, training and development, performance appraisal. एखादी स्टेप, आता ही जॉब अनालिसिस ही ऍडिशनल स्टेप त्याच्यात टाकलेली. तुम्ही मॅनपॉवर प्लॅनिंग मध्ये जरी जॉब अनालिसिस घेतलं तरीही चालतं. मॅनपॉवर प्लॅनिंग इट सेल्फ कंप्राइज ऑफ द जॉब अनालिसिस. कारण सी, मॅनपॉवर प्लॅनिंग काय, इट्स अ व्हेरी फर्स्ट स्टेप इन स्टाफिंग इज टू प्लॅन द मॅनपॉवर. It means whatever the job requirement is there, means the demand is there. So as per the demand, you're going to provide the list of manpower needed for that particular concerned job. Actually तुम्ही जॉब अनालिसिस करूनच मॅनपॉवर किती लोक लागणार आहेत ह्या कामासाठी ही लिस्ट जनरेट करतात. दॅट्स वाय हे दोघं पॉईंट क्लब केले तरीही चालतील, वेगळे नाही लिहिले तरी चालतील. सो मॅनपॉवर प्लॅनिंग, रिक्रुटमेंट, सिलेक्शन and training and development, performance appraisal. Then next to that, त्याच्यात झालं hiring आलं, remuneration, then motivation and employee maintenance. Employee maintenance म्हणजे promotion and transfer, all that thing will come in picture. Human relations. So these are the scope of हे काय म्हणतो आपण त्याला, स्टाफिंग आहे. And previous we have seen these are the elements. So in elements you can add element like after performance evaluation किंवा performance appraisal नंतर तुम्ही promotion and transfer you can add over here. So एवढे पॉईंट लिहिले तरीही चार लिहिले तरी चालतील किंवा मगाशी मी तुम्हाला जेवढे पॉईंट दाखवले ते दाखवले मगाशी मी 8 तर ते 8ही लिहिले तरी चालते. तुम्ही कसंही कुठलाही पॉईंट कशातही एकत्र करून एक एक ओळ त्याच्याबद्दलचं डिस्क्रिप्शन लिहू शकता. Right? And the scope we have seen hiring, remuneration, motivation, employment balance, human relation. So these are the scope. Manpower planning, it's a simple definition, Baga. It's in front of you. It's a process by which an organization ensures that it has the right number and the kind of people at the right place at the right time, capable of effectively and efficiently completing those tasks that will help organization achieve its overall objective. This is nothing but the manpower planning. Are you getting it? And what are the future? So it ensures the right people at the right place at right time, ensure future need of manpower in light of organizational planning and structure. See, जसं ऑर्गनायझेशन तुमचं एक्सपॅन्ड होतं किंवा तुमच्या ऑर्गनायझेशन मध्ये काही प्रमोशन्स होतात किंवा काही पीपलला तुम्ही किकआउट पण करतात इफ नॉट नीडेड किंवा प्रोडक्टिव्ह नसतील तर तुम्ही ठेवणार नाहीत. सो ऑब्व्हियसली प्लेसेस तिथं म्हणजे काय म्हणतो आपण त्याला job that place will be vacancy will be created, and to fulfill that vacancy again you will have to hire the people. That's why we have seen that the staffing is a continuous process. So making the current manpower inventory suitable for the future managerial position means तुमच्या स्टाफला providing a training by assigning certain extra duties so that they are get for the future position. Future position म्हणजेच काय म्हणतो आपण त्यांना प्रमोशन साठी, राईट. एकाच पोझिशनवर फॉर एव्हर कुठलाही एम्प्लॉई नसतो, तसं ऑब्व्हियसली नॅचरली बट नॅचरल प्रमोशन होतं. मग हायर मॅनेजरियल पोझिशनसाठी सो जर प्रमोट करायचं असेल तर दॅट काइंड ऑफ ट्रेनिंग करंट जॉब करतानाच त्याला प्रोव्हाइड केलं पाहिजे. So these are the futures. Then defining the future personal need. This is basis on recruiting and developing personnel, coping with the challenges, as there are a lot many challenges for any organization. So that how you will cope up, what plan you will have to provide. So that comes under the coping with the changes and the challenges even. Future challenges, and see future challenges कशामुळे environment change, then even the social revolution is there, means society is also get changed day by day, a need is get changed, market is going to change, टेक्नॉलॉजी मध्ये रिव्होल्युशन आहे, टेक्नॉलॉजी ऍडव्हान्समेंट आहे. सो दॅट्स वाय जसं चेंजेस आहेत हे सगळे एन्व्हायरमेंटल सगळे चेंजेस, सो इट विल अफेक्ट ऑन ऑर्गनायझेशन अँड एन्व्हायरमेंट जसे चेंजेस होत टू कप अप विथ द change in an environment. Organization may have to face the lot many challenges. So future change can cope up with the effective planning. So if you want to cope up with the changes, environmental changes, so and you will have to handle those challenges by providing the effective planning and providing ways for the development talent. So whatever the staff you have, असं नाही की आहे तो डिस्कार्ड करून टाकायचा आणि सगळ्या नव्याने हायर करायचा, असं कधीही होत नाही. सो आहे त्या स्टाफला, समजा एखादी कंपनी एखादं सॉफ्टवेअर वापरत असेल, लेटर ऑन समजा त्याच्यापेक्षा चांगलं जर सॉफ्टवेअर मार्केटमध्ये असेल तर कंपनी काय करते, ते डिस्कार्ड करून दुसऱ्यावर स्विच होते. मग ते स्विच होताना नवीन सॉफ्टवेअर कसं हाताळायचं आहे, कसं वापरायचं आहे, याचं ट्रेनिंग, इम्प्लांट ट्रेनिंग दिलं जातं. त्याला इम्प्लांट ट्रेनिंग म्हणतात. असं नाही होत की नवीन सॉफ्टवेअर आलं तर जुना सगळा स्टाफ डिस्कार्ड करून ते नवीन सॉफ्टवेअरचं ज्यांना नॉलेज आहे त्या सगळ्यांना हायर केलं जातं, असं होत नाही. So implant training is given to the existing employee so that you can switch to the new technology, new emerged technology, so that तुमच्या कंपनी मधलं काम हे आणखी चांगल्या प्रकारे होईल. Are you getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
So these are the importance of manpower planning. So job analysis, we have seen it's a process of studying and collecting information related to the operation and responsibility of a specific job. The immediate product of this analysis are job description and job specification that we have already seen previously. What is the job description and the uh, what we can say, the job specification, right? स्पेसिफिकेशन आणि डिस्क्रिप्शन पुन्हा एकदा दाखवायचं आहे. जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन म्हणजे द नेचर ऑफ द जॉब अँड जॉब स्पेसिफिकेशन म्हणजे काय?
Requirement.
इफ यू फॉरगेट, yes, yes, skill, knowledge and all that thing will come under the job. जॉब कशाच्या येतील? स्पेसिफिकेशन मध्ये येतील की कशात येतील? डायग्राम ही बघा, ही डायग्राम दाखवली असेल, तुम्हाला आठवत असेल तर बघा. जॉब अनालिसिस मध्ये जॉब अनालिसिस कंप्राइज ऑफ टू थिंग. जॉब इट प्रोव्हाइड द जॉब अनालिसिस केल्यानंतर त्याचा आउटकम आहे ऍक्च्युली जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन अँड जॉब स्पेसिफिकेशन. आता जॉब स्पेसिफिकेशन म्हणजे स्किल, नॉलेज अँड ऑल दॅट थिंग, अँड जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन म्हणजे द नेचर ऑफ द जॉब. द नेचर ऑफ द जॉब मीन्स द टास्क, responsibilities and the duties, right? And specification means knowledge, skill, and the third is abilities, right? आठवलं?
Oh, ma'am.
आता याचं ऑल टुगेदर काय, यालाच म्हणतात मग पुढे याच्यात काय काय येतात, याचं दोघांचंही आउटकम काय? जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन अँड जॉब स्पेसिफिकेशन म्हणजेच जॉब अनालिसिस केल्यानंतरचं. It helps human resource planning, recruitment, selection, training and development, performance appraisal, compensation and benefits, safety and health, employee and labor relation, legal consideration, right? So it leads to these many managerial functions. So we have seen last time a simple definition of staffing. It means filling and keeping filled position in the organizational structure. स्टाफिंग म्हणजे फक्त हायरिंग न्यू पीपल असं नाहीये, तर ऑलरेडी जे फील्ड आहेत, फील्ड पोझिशन म्हणजे जे लोक हायर केले, तर त्या हायर्ड पीपलला डेव्हलपमेंटसाठी आपण ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम ऑर्गनाईज करतो, राईट? त्यांचं अप्रायझल पण करतो, परफॉर्मन्स त्यांचा इव्हॅल्युएट पण करतो आणि त्यांचं प्रमोशन पण करतो, राईट? ह्या सगळ्या गोष्टी स्टाफिंगच्या अंडर येतात. स्टाफिंग म्हणजेच रिक्रुटिंग फ्रेशर्स असं होत नाही, तर ऑलरेडी जो रिक्रुटेड स्टाफ आहे त्याला रिटेन करण्यासाठी किंवा त्याच्या डेव्हलपमेंटसाठी जे काही तुम्ही प्रोग्राम ऑर्गनाईज करतात तुमच्या ऑर्गनायझेशन मध्ये, सो ऑल आर कम अंडर द स्टाफिंग. दॅट्स वाय Harold Noose have provided a definition for the staffing. So staffing means filling and keeping the filled position in the organizational structure. Right? So we have seen the staffing function, filling organizational position, developing competencies, right job according to the right person, deleting personnel, counting them in the organization, giving an importance to the hired staff. So staffing element just now we have discussed. The manpower planning, job analysis, recruitment selection, training development, performance appraisal, then promotion and transfer. So you can add one more point here, that is promotion and the transfer. And the scope, in that scope of staffing, the points are hiring, remuneration, motivation, employee maintenance, human relation. And the manpower planning we have seen, it is also called as a human resource planning, which concern with putting right number of people, right kind of job, at right place, at right time, doing the right thing, so that they could able to achieve the organizational goal. So features of manpower planning we have seen. Further to that, job analysis we have seen. So job analysis is, it means collecting the information related to the operations and the responsibilities of the specific job in an organization. Then the recruitment, it's a process of locating, identifying, attracting capable candidates, can be for current or future need. Then further to that, selection is nothing but the process of differentiating between the applicants in order to identify the hire those with a greater likelihood of the success in a job. So results of recruitment. Recruitment कशी कशी कराल? Internal searches, employee referrals. इंटरनल सर्चेस म्हणजे हे बघा, रिक्रुटमेंट फक्त नवीन जॉब काही क्रिएट केलाय त्याच्यासाठी होत नाही. तर तुमच्या कंपनीमध्ये समजा कोणाचं प्रमोशन झालं तर ऑब्व्हियसली त्याची जी पोझिशन खाली झाली तर त्याच्यासाठी कोणाला बघाल तुम्ही, तर जे अमंग त्याच्या लोअर हेरार्ची मध्ये काम करणार त्याच्यापैकी एकाला कोणाला तुम्ही प्रमोट कराल ना त्या पर्टिक्युलर जॉबवर. सो दॅट इज इंटरनल सर्चेस. एम्प्लॉई रेफरन्स, एम्प्लॉईनी कोणाला रेफर केलं असेल तर. व्हॉलेंटरी अप्लिकंट्स, कंपनीकडे बरेच रिझ्युमे येत असतात ऍज पर, आणि मग ते रिझ्युमे शॉर्टलिस्ट करून त्याच्यातनं जो सुटेबल असेल त्याला तुम्ही हायर करू शकता. Employment agencies, many employment agencies are there. They are also forwarding the CVs of the applicants. Then advertisement, through advertisement, whatever the application you got, so you can arrange the recruitment process for that applicants. And the school placement means in campus placement. So these are the sources of the recruitment. Are you getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so these are the sources. So let's see the difference between the recruitment and the selection. Through, see, through recruitment, you can attract the maximum number of candidates, and selection will be cut to choose the best out of the available candidates. It creates application pool as large as possible. So large number of application you may receive, and it's a rejection process where a fewer are selected. Means maximum rejected and only few are selected. Techniques are not very intensive. Highly specialized techniques are required for selection. मग सिलेक्शनसाठी तुमचे राउंड असतात, ऍप्टी घेतात, जीडी घेतात, पर्सनल इंटरव्ह्यू घेतात, राईट. आउटकम इज ऍप्लिकंट पूल. रिक्रुटमेंटचा आउटकम असतं ऍप्लिकंट पूल, म्हणजे नंबर ऑफ ऍप्लिकेशन त्या पर्टिक्युलर पोस्टसाठी किती सारे ऍप्लिकेशन आले, 1000, 2000, 500, 600. सो दॅट्स अन ऍप्लिकंट पूल. And among that you are selecting fewer, so that is a selection. So among that applicant pool you are selecting the fewer one. So the outcome of selection is the candidate who is offered a job, right? And see, for the recruitment less time is required, and as the selection is highly specialized, techniques are used for the selection. So the it's an expensive method also, and it required the more time as compared to the recruitment also. Actually, recruitment जर म्हटलं, so you may call it's a positive approach, whereas selection you may call it's a निगेटिव्ह अप्रोच. कारण मॅक्सिमम तर तुम्ही रिजेक्टच करतात इन सिलेक्शन आणि व्हेरी फ्यू तुम्ही सिलेक्ट करतात. So that's why it's a negative approach, and recruitment it's a positive. कारण जॉब ची ऍडव्हर्टाईज आली तर मॅक्सिमम लोक अप्लाय करतात. इट मीन्स काहीतरी आशा असते ना की आपल्याला मिळेल असं, तर मिळेल याची आशा रिक्रुटमेंट मध्ये जास्त असते म्हणून अप्लाय करतात, सुटेबल आहे म्हणून. पण सिलेक्शन मध्ये सगळ्यांनाच मिळतं असं नाही. फ्युअर आर सिलेक्टेड अँड मॅक्सिमम आर रिजेक्टेड. सो ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दॅट यू मे ऍड द पॉइंट लाईक recruitment it's a positive approach, and whereas selection it's a negative approach. So recruitment generally advertisement, application, screening. Selection म्हणजे स्क्रीनिंग आहे. एम्प्लॉयमेंट एजन्सीज, ऑन कॅम्पस रिक्रुटमेंट, अँड सिलेक्शन टेस्ट इंटरव्ह्यू. सिलेक्शन मध्ये मग तुमचं ऍप्टी आहे, जीडी आहे, देन पर्सनल इंटरव्ह्यू आहे. ऑल दॅट थिंग्स आर देअर. आर यू गेटिंग इट? आणि सी बेसिक ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह ऑफ रिक्रुटमेंट काय? रिक्रुटमेंट एनकरेजेस लार्ज नंबर ऑफ कॅन्डिडेट फॉर अ जॉब, राईट. आणि सिलेक्शन काय? इट्स अटेम्प्ट ऍट रिजेक्टिंग अनसुटेबल कॅन्डिडेट्स. दोघांचंही ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह वेगळं आहे. रिक्रुटमेंटचं वेगळं आहे, सिलेक्शनचं वेगळं आहे. पुन्हा सांगते, रिक्रुटमेंटचं ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह आहे इट एनकरेजेस लार्ज नंबर ऑफ कॅन्डिडेट फॉर अ जॉब, whereas selection attempt at rejecting unsuitable candidate. Isn't it? Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
आणि सिक्वेन्स बघा, आधी रिक्रुटमेंट आहे की सिलेक्शन होते? सिक्वेन्स मध्ये आधी काय, रिक्रुटमेंट की सिलेक्शन?
Recruitment.
येस.
Recruitment.
सो इन अ सिक्वेन्स म्हणजे रिक्रुटमेंट मध्ये रिक्रुटमेंट प्रोसिड सिलेक्शन, आणि सिलेक्शनला तुम्ही म्हणू शकता सिलेक्शन इट फॉलोअर्स रिक्रुटमेंट. सिलेक्शन फॉलोअर्स रिक्रुटमेंट अँड रिक्रुटमेंट प्रोसिड सिलेक्शन. आणि इकॉनॉमी जर म्हटलं तर रिक्रुटमेंट इट्स अन इकॉनॉमिकल मेथड, whereas selection is an expensive method, right? Am I right?
Um,
Okay. So these are the few points, recruitment and the selection. Then next, what actually the training is. Training is a short-term process utilizing a systematic and organized procedure by which non-managerial personnel learn technical knowledge and skill for a definite purpose. See, through training, you can train the higher people. It means for the employee, you provide the training. You provide a training in order to develop the knowledge, technical knowledge of the employee. And this technical knowledge कशासाठी? कुठल्या तरी एका पर्पज साठी. समजा फॉर एक्झाम्पल नवीन टेक्नॉलॉजी आली आणि
your
तुमचा
voice is breaking, ma'am.
कंटिन्युअसली ब्रेकिंग.
No, ma'am.
ऑडिबल ना? ओके. सो ट्रेनिंग म्हणजे काय? ट्रेनिंगने तुम्ही तुमच्या कंपनीमध्ये काम करणाऱ्या लोकांचं टेक्निकल नॉलेज वाढवण्यासाठी तुम्ही ट्रेनिंग देणार. आणि टेक्निकल नॉलेज का वाढवायचं आहे? तर काय, कुठल्या एका स्पेसिफिक पर्पज साठी. ठीक आहे. नॉलेज आणि स्किल त्याचं जर वाढवायचं असेल, पॉलिश करायचं असेल, तर तुम्हाला काय द्यावं लागतं? ट्रेनिंग. आणि ट्रेनिंग हे फ्रिक्वेंटली रिक्वायर्ड असतं. जसं टेक्नॉलॉजी चेंज होते तसं इट माइट हॅपन दॅट की तुमच्या कंपनीमध्ये आधीचे जे काही सॉफ्टवेअर वापरत असाल तर ते डिस्कार्ड करून तुम्ही नव्याने जे काही आणखी मोर फॅसिलिटीज प्रोव्हाइड करणारे सॉफ्टवेअरवर जर तुम्ही स्विच झाला तर हाऊ टू हँडल दॅट आणि ते कसं हाताळायचं याचं ट्रेनिंग तुम्हाला ऑब्व्हियसली तुमच्या एम्प्लॉईला हे द्यावंच लागतं. सो दॅट्स इन प्रोसेस of utilizing a systematic and organized procedure by which non-managerial personnel learn technical knowledge and skill for a definite purpose. Then the development, it's a long-term educational process utilizing a systematic and organized procedure by which managerial personnel learn conceptual and theoretical knowledge for general purpose. So development म्हणजे काय? एम्प्लॉयची डेव्हलपमेंट होते ती कशी होते? एम्प्लॉयची डेव्हलपमेंट ही काय वन डे मध्ये होत नाही. इट्स नॉट अ वन डे टास्क, इट्स अ लॉंग टर्म टास्क. मग लॉंग टर्म टास्क म्हणजे काय? थ्रू ट्रेनिंग, थ्रू अप्रायझल, देन थ्रू मेनी थिंग्स वॉट एव्हर हॅपनिंग इन द कंपनी. आणि जसे जसे तो वेगवेगळ्या जॉबवर स्विच होत जातो तसं तसं त्याला वेगवेगळ्या जॉबचं अंडरस्टँडिंग होत जातं आणि ऍज पर त्याचं नॉलेज पण तसं बिल्टअप होत जातं. And theoretically, conceptually, that employee is get stronger, more stronger, and can suit for the any position in a company. म्हणजे जनरल पर्पज साठी along with the practical, conceptual and theoretical knowledge पण त्याचं डेव्हलप होतं. आणि it's a long term process and by which managerial personnel, and actually this is what मॅनेजर जो कोणी असतो कंपनीचा तो सेव्हरल टास्क हे हँडल करत असतो. अँड बाय हँडलिंग जसं म्हणतो की नॉलेज जे आहे ते बिल्टअप होतं बाय एक्सपिरियन्स. लाईक जसं म्हणतो ना, एक्सपिरियन्स टीच यू अ लॉट. एक्सपिरियन्स असेल तर तुम्हाला एक्सपिरियन्स पर्सन जे म्हणतो ना कॅन हँडल एनी काइंड ऑफ सिच्युएशन, क्रिटिकल सिच्युएशन इन व्हेरी इफेक्टिव्ह, इन व्हेरी स्मार्ट वे. सो हे कशामुळे होतं? एक्सपिरियन्स बिल्टअप होतो म्हणजेच काय? द नॉलेज इज बिल्टअप, द डेव्हलपमेंट इज हॅपन, अँड दॅट डेव्हलपमेंट इज जस्ट नॉट ओनली द प्रॅक्टिकल but conceptual and theoretical knowledge for general purpose. General purpose म्हणजे in order to handle the all kind of tasks, managerial tasks आहे, म्हणजे प्लॅनिंग आहे, कंट्रोलिंग आहे, स्टाफिंग आहे, डायरेक्टिंग आहे, याच्यासाठी ते उपयोगात येतं. Then next is increase in efficiency, increase in moral of employee, better human relation, reduce supervision, increase organizational visibility and flexibility. So all these are the role of training and development. Through the training and development, these things will be happen, or it leads to the increased efficiency, increase the moral of employee, better human relation, reduce supervision, and increase organizational visibility and the flexibility. So performance appraisal म्हणजे काय? It's a major key role to managing itself. अप्रायझल म्हणजे काय? स्वतःचं असेसमेंट, स्वतःचं अनालिसिस करणे की आपण किती प्रोडक्टिव्ह आहोत हे बघणे, किंवा आपण काय काय केलेलं आहे ओव्हर द पिरियड हे असिस्ट करणे. मग याच्यातनं आपल्याला आपले गुड पॉइंट, स्ट्रॉंग पॉइंट, वीक पॉइंट लक्षात येतात, किंवा आपल्याला कुठे आणखी जास्त मेहनत घ्यायची गरज आहे हे लक्षात येतं. सो इट्स अ की रोल टू द मॅनेजिंग इटसेल्फ. बेसिस ऑफ डिटरमाइनिंग हु इज प्रमोटेबल टू हायर पोझिशन, म्हणजे याच्याने आयडेंटिफाय होतं की हु इज द बेटर, हु इज द मोस्ट सुटेबल फॉर द हायर पोझिशन. इफ प्रमोशन जर द्यायचं असेल तर who which candidate can be promoted to the higher position. So using that performance evaluation, you could able to decide. So determine the strength and weakness of a manager, measure performance in accomplishing goals and plan, integral part of organization. So these things can be done with the help of performance appraisal. Means performance evaluate केल्यानंतर कुठल्या एम्प्लॉईला प्रमोशन द्यायचं की नाही द्यायचं हे ठरवता येतं. आणखी परफॉर्मन्स अप्रायझल म्हणजेच परफॉर्मन्स इव्हॅल्युएशन केल्यानंतर एम्प्लॉईचे विकनेस आणि स्ट्रॉंग पॉइंट कळतात. त्याचा किती कसा रोल आहे ऑर्गनायझेशन मध्ये, इव्हन डिसिजन मेकिंग मध्ये, हा पण आयडेंटिफाय व्हायला मदत होते. आणि ओव्हर द पिरियड त्याने काय काम केलंय याचं अनालिसिस करायला मदत होते. अप्रायझलच्या मेथड कुठल्या कुठल्या आहे? ग्राफिक रेटिंग स्केल आहे, क्रिटिकल इन्सिडन्स मेथड आहे, बार्स आहे, सेल्फ अप्रायझल आहे, 180 डिग्री, 360 डिग्री, management by objective, balance scorecard. So these are the certain methods through which it is done. So let me conclude. Staffing is the most vital assist with an organization, without which it cannot move ahead in a competitive world. It can be equated with SR management, as both have same sort of objective. Staffing is an open system approach. It is carried out within the enterprise, but also linked to the external environment. Right? I hope all of you have understood it. Is it? Have you understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So this was all about the staff.